All right, thank you everyone from Paradise Worldwide Bookings joining me today for your bookings training. So we're going to go over basic booking techniques. We're going to go over a exclusive nonstop vacation flight search, multi-stops, post-cruise, hotel filters, everything regarding booking within Vax Vacation Access. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go in Vax here. And let me ask you real quick, what is your preference on supplier? Is it okay? Okay, perfect. So let me just do this real quick. So we are in Vax Vacation Access right now. I just want to see what. All right, so it was based off of FunJet. So we're going to use FunJet today. So we're just going to get into the FunJet Anchor store. So Clint went over with you this main page of FunJet Vacation. So he went over these toolbars and everything up here. We're going to go over kind of everything in the booking engine part of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out with our exclusive nonstop vacation flight search. So you have your book now section right over here. And right below it, you'll see where it says exclusive nonstop vacation flights. If you click on that, it's going to take you to a little bit different of a screen. And from here, if you use the drop down for your origin, here's all the origins where we sell our risk product. So you see here, we have Chicago here. That's pretty much year-round. And that's typically to Cancun, Riviera Maya area. They might have some to Puerto Vallarta every now and then. You might see Dominican Republic. You also have Indianapolis in here too. So if you click on, let's say, Chicago, and you're looking for a specific month, you can select a departing month. So let's do March of 2020. So within this search, you can search for your length of stay, but I always keep it at all, and I'll show you why. You can get up to 4 rooms and 8 passengers on a reservation. That includes children. One thing to keep in mind, if you do have an infant or anyone under the age of 2 that wants to be a lap child, when you add the child, use the IN for the age. That will be a lap child. If you select a specific age, you're going to be booking a seat for that child. Does that make sense? Okay, perfect. So you can get up to 8 passengers, including kids, on a reservation. So just for today, I'm just going to do 2 adults. If you have a promotion code, you can enter it right here. I always pre-select the travel protection just because when I like to quote with it, because it's always easier to remove. And we can go over, are you familiar with the benefits of our travel protection? Yes. Yes. Yep, it's basically a cashback option, cancel for any reason. Yep, exactly. So I always add it priors because I include it and then I always remove because it's easier to remove a cost rather than add it. So we're going to go ahead and hit search. So from here, what it's going to do is it gives us the whole month of March of 2020. And you see a bunch of different areas. So let's say on March 4th, it gives us Cancun, Cozumel, Dominican Republic, Puerto Vallarta. If you hover over the specific destination, it gives you the amount of nights that it's available for. So if your customers want to go to 10 nights, just hit drop down to the 10 nights and hit select. If they want 7 nights, just go to the 7 nights. If you don't see something there, that means it's either A, not available, or B, it's sold out. So let's just go ahead and hit 7 nights and hit search. Okay, and so from here, what we're going to do is we're going to go into everything regarding like how to filter everything out. Kind of show you some cool things within this search page. Just takes a minute or two to get loaded. Alright, so we got our availability pulled up. It's always going to pull up hotel first and then select your flights for a single stop destination. So before we get into any filters or anything, it's going to have a blue border around something that's currently selected. So in this case, it's automatically selecting now Sapphire. So you'll see that here, it says current selection. And then below, you'll see the current room category that it has selected. If you want to change room categories, there's the little plus sign. So if you click on this plus sign, it'll drop down to all the current room categories that are available. So one thing to keep in mind, there are some room categories that are specifically priced with our exclusive nonstop vacation flights. You might know them as charters. I call them charters. I'm used to charters. So, are you familiar? Which term are you familiar with charters? Bulk? Okay. So, that will be something that we can get into a little bit later because there's a bulk fare as well with scheduled airfare. So, that might cause confusion down the road at some point. So, true. That's a very smart choice. Yeah, it all depends. I've seen the scheduled bulk airfare be a little bit more at times, be less at times, but the nice thing is the majority of those carriers offer a low deposit without travel protection. With travel protection, it doesn't matter whether it's a bulk or a published, you're going to get that low deposit option either way at $100 per person plus that travel protection cost. So, just kind of looking at this screen right now, we have our room categories expanded. We have the specific room category name. If you go left to right, you'll see something where it says instant OTA price match. We'll go over some hotel indicators as well. So anything that you see that is blue and kind of has little dots under the name, that means if you hover over it, it'll give you some information. So now Sapphire is an instant OTA price match hotel. So what that means is you can price match Expedia, Travelocity, Orbitz. As long as everything matches, it's an auto match. You're not going to have to wait for a match. You just send it over. You can tell your clients it's matched. With these OTA, the instant OTA price match hotels, there is going to be a commission cap of 10%. The reason why is typically those OTAs like Expedia, if they offer commission, they don't offer anything more than like 5%. So yes, you'll be able to match the price and still make more commission than going through Expedia directly. And so normally, because you're going through this program, you have the max commission option. So for international, you have 15%. So with this specific hotel, if you do a price match, it would be 10%, but you're still going to get more than through an OTA directly. So awesome. I love those. Oh, you're going to get more and more these days with the elections coming up. Can't wait. I know. Same with me. Same thing with, let's say pay off your student loans. Well, I never had student loans. I paid out of pocket for my schooling. Do you owe back taxes? No, I don't. Yeah, so people nowadays try to do anything for a quick buck. So, exactly. So just keep in mind if you have a price match option out there and it says instant OTA price match, it's going to match as long as your class is a service match, hotel, your dates, occupancy, everything matches itinerary to itinerary, it's auto matched. So just keep that in mind. But you can add an agency fee. Yes, we'll go ahead and do that in a little bit. So below in this center box is going to be all your promotions. So currently it has a save up to 60% sale. You can click on where it says view all promotions. It'll take you to hotel profile. If you look down a little bit more, it says complimentary honeymoon bliss package. So you can click on that and it'll tell you what the promotion is. So just keep in mind, it'll tell you the promotions and everything there as well. On the right-hand side is your base package price. So it says $3,077.13. That's for your airfare and hotel. You see a pay monthly option. We'll get to that in a little bit, but we do have an option for customers to go through a third party called Uplift. It makes things kind of nice on your end, where what happens is they apply to this third party Uplift. They run a soft credit check. If they're approved, great. If not, they'll say no. And it'll pay off their reservation in full. Yep, and they have 12 months to do it. Because sometimes, and sometimes customers be like, okay, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this payment in by that 45-day mark. Uplift. And so it's kind of nice. And we actually found customers that use this Uplift product because they have that 12-month period to pay them. It's an average of like 13 to 15% higher in sales. Because they might go for that upgraded room category. They might go for an additional excursion or private transfer. So it's a great option for them, because from here, they book it, they use Uplift, it's paid in full. Yeah. They can do it. They have 12 years to pay. Or 12 months to pay, not 12 years. I think it's good up until about 3 to 5 days prior they can do it. And so the thing is, you don't have to worry about getting final payments. You don't have to worry about taking deposits. Uplift pays us for the full package cost. It's pretty good. Yep, and so pretty much everything's done. Yeah, it makes things a lot easier, especially if the customers want that 12-month period to pay. And plus, you're able to upsell them a little bit more, because, hey, that room category upgrade is $350, but instead of paying $350 up front, I can split that up within the 12 months. No, they don't have to do anything. You don't have to take payment for anything. So if you click on this pay monthly here, it kind of gives you a little bit more information. So let's go ahead and click on that. So, so basically from here, you can just go to the next page when your customers are at your desk or whatever, and they can fill out the little application. So from here, basically, you make this reservation, Uplift pays us in full. You don't have to take deposit, you don't have to take final payment, you don't have to worry about calling your customers every couple days for payments. So they pay us. Everything as far as funds are concerned is done. Any refunds or changes or anything like that, the customer reaches out to Uplift directly, so you don't have to worry about anything like that. Yeah, so it's a great option, and it'll help you generate more sales too, I think. Yep, so it's there. I mean, not many people are aware of it, but I think it's a great option. You can upsell your customers a little bit more. So just keep that in your back pocket. All right, so from here, you can select a specific room category if you choose to. Or if you click on the actual name of the hotel, it'll take you to the hotel profile. So let's go ahead and click on the profile. I'm going to apologize. It looks like my system's running a little bit slow. So it'll pull up all the hotel pictures of the resort. It'll give you room categories, possibly beach, dining options, bars, restaurants, whatever it may be. Below is your promotions. So you can click on each of these promotions and take a look at them. Below is more of the hotel information. You have like hotel details, amenities, accommodations. If you're looking at dining, click on the dining. It'll tell you what restaurant it is, what it's for, maybe the attire for it. Anything you need to know about the dining. You can look at activities, even some reviews on here. So just keep that in mind. Anytime you click on the name of the hotel, it'll pull up the actual profile. So you can select your room category from here. So I'm not going to do that quite yet. So if you want to collapse the hotel again so you can look at other properties possibly, just hit this minus sign right here. And it'll collapse it down so you can get everything else a little bit more condensed on the screen. You have your sort by option up here. So you can use sort by. You can look at, it's always going to pull preferred hotels first. Price point, alphabetically. Distance, closest or furthest from the airport. Location of the hotel, or by star rating, or Golden Apple rating, whatever brand you're looking at. I like the filter on the left-hand side a little bit more. So for the dates that we selected, it's giving us 168 hotel options. So from here, you can view the hotels on a map if you want to by clicking right here. It'll kind of give you a comparison of where each hotel is. You can filter by a specific hotel name right here. So if, let's say, we're looking for Secrets, just type in starting at the name. If it's available, it'll pull down below. If it's not available, it won't pull. So let's say they're interested in Secrets Playa. If you click on the name, it'll filter to just that specific hotel. If you want to remove the filter, all you got to do is highlight it, remove it, and find again. And it'll update all your other hotels. You have an adjustable price point. This blue bar right here, it'll give you a price point. You can drag this bar. So if the customers have a specific budget they're looking for, so let's say they're looking at around $5,000. So I'm just going to do it right here. And then once you let go of it, it'll update it. So it dropped it down to 159 hotels. You can click on your star rating here. So it looks like there's 62 5 stars available, 73 4 stars. You can filter by hotel amenity, by experience. So if me and my girlfriend want an adults only property, I can click on adults only. And it's going to filter it down to just the adult only properties. You can also have points of interest here if you want to. Here's a way, like the offsetting the air and hotel dates, you can offset your hotel dates if you choose to. So if they only need, we have 7 nights, they only need 4 nights because they get a 3-night hotel voucher. You can click on the calendar, adjust it down to your 4 nights. Yeah, that would be the 8th. And then hit search. It adjusts. It actually adjusts the hotel dates. Leaves the air dates alone, just adjusts the hotel dates. Then you go in there and select your options. So that's one way to actually offset your air and hotel dates. We'll show you another way in a different page. So now let's say they're looking to price some rooms. So let's go with Secrets Playa for this one, and let's choose this Junior Suite Garden View King. So let me go ahead and hit select real quick. Just thinking about it. Man, my computer's slow today. So now it's going to give you your flight options. You have your options to use your filters for your flights as well. You can filter by departure time, arrival times, number of stops. Typically, the system will not pull more than 2 stops. Because of the customer experience, we kind of filtered those out on our end. Sometimes you might get them to pull if it's going to like Asia or something where it's a really long flight. But I've never seen anything more than like really 2 stops actually. You can do with Funjet, you basically can go domestic. You can do Hawaii. You can do international, such as Mexico, Caribbean. You have Central America options. You have Europe. There's Asia. There's South Pacific. Yep. If the airport code pulls within max, that means there's flights to there. So I think one of the popular destinations is South Pacific. I mean, you got Fiji, you got Tahiti. I think we're looking at getting the Maldives. That's gonna be something that's coming down the road. You have Bora Bora out there. You have some fantastic beach destinations in Thailand. So yeah, I mean, there's an Asia product out there. There's Europe. I mean, basic. Yep, I agree. So yeah, keep that in your mind. Keep that in mind too. So it just expanded everything. And I would recommend Japan. When we first offered the Asia product, I went out there for 2 weeks. I stayed in Japan for a week, and then I went to South Korea for a week. And that was 9 years ago. And to this day, I still remember it like it was yesterday. Yeah, so just keep that in mind. And also, when you're on your main Vax page, if you click on destinations, you'll be able to see the destinations that are offered too. Well, now I'm excited. That just gives you a lot more options. So you have your filters over here. We're going to use these charter flights because we're looking specifically for the charter destination search. I'm going to use the charters right here. So a way to identify these specific flights is you'll see a little red C. That means charter. And then it'll also tell you the exclusive nonstop vacation flights. So some of the benefits of these is they're seats that we own. And so down the road, if you need to do a name correction or maybe possibly even a name change, it's going to be a lot easier because there are flights. We can make those changes. Unlike it is with an American, Delta, United, whatever it may be, we're going to fall under scheduled airline policies. So that's a nice thing too. Plus, unlike with scheduled airfare, you're going to get 15% on your air and hotel package. So you're going to get more commission that way too. If you say, let's say you had an American flight, okay, the max you can get on the flight portion is 5%. So you'd get maybe 5% on the airfare, you'd get 15% on your hotel, 10% on your features. This way, with these charter flights, it's 15% for your package. So it's a better way to make money too. So we're going to go ahead and hit select. And now we're going to kind of get into the fun stuff. So if you hit your outbound flight, it's going to give you your return flight. So we're going to select our return flight. And now from here, on the right-hand side is your price stamp. It's pretty easy to kind of figure out. It tells you days from departure. Base package price, which is your air and hotel. Your adult base price, so it's going to take your base package price and divide it by the number of people. If you have a child or multiple children on here, it'll kind of give you a child base price too. But just don't keep, what I'm trying to say is, don't always go based off of that child rate that you see here, because sometimes it's inaccurate, because what it'll do is it'll take up the total child cost divided by this, but sometimes when one child has a junior rate, one child may have an infant rate, you never know. So it's not always accurate when it comes to the child rate, so just keep that in mind. It tells you your options. It breaks down travel protection. If you have a promotion code on here, it tells you your promotion code, the discount. You can remove that from your initial search page. Over function it auto pulls, and I'll show you how to remove that from when you're within your search. Gives you your package price and your per person. You can click down here and look at included taxes and fees, like what's included, what may not be included. You get your bill of rates here by your terms and conditions. If you're looking for baggage charges, you can click on additional baggage charges, and it kind of takes you to a different page. So it's blue and it's underlined, which means we can click on it. It takes you to this other site, and we'll just wait for this to pull up. And it'll give you all the airlines. So from here, you just click on whatever airline you have, and it has a check-in option. It gives you that option. It takes you to the airline's website, whether it's their baggage fee or the check-in page. Here's where you can email or print your itinerary. You can create a sales email. Have you used the sales email option before? Well, get ready to have your mind blown with this one, because this is an awesome feature. Not many people realize what it is. So let's say you have multiple itineraries or multiple room categories or hotels that you need to price out. So on this sales email, you can get up to 6 hotels or room categories. So it could be 6 different hotels. It could be one hotel with 6 different room category options, however you want it. 3 rental cars. And 6 features, all in one single email. It does. So if you had, let's say, 3 hotel options they wanted, you'd have to send 3 different itineraries. This way you can get it all on one. So we're going to go ahead and actually do that. So all you're going to do is hit create sales email. And from here it says preview sales email, but we haven't selected what we wanted. So from here, what we're going to do is go back to our hotels. And this is where it's kind of like a la carte. You're going to put whatever onto that sales email that you want. So we had secrets in here. All right, let's wait for this to update, and then we'll go in there and create our own sales email. All right, so we had secrets Pamela Harris. Right below the select button, it'll say add to sales email. Let's go ahead and add to sales email. Let's scroll down. Let's say they're looking at El Dorado Seaside. Add to sales email. Let's go down here. Marcelo Maya Palace. Add to sales email. So let's say they had 3 options. Okay, great. We added 3 options to our sales email. So now we can hit preview. Right, and here's your sales email. You can send it up to 10 recipients. I always recommend sending it to yourself as well. You can put anything you want in here in your introduction. It's free flow. It gives you your flight options, so you can only select one flight. You have your check-in and check-out dates for your hotel, and then your hotel options. So it filters it by least expensive to most. And if you have travel protection on there, it'll tell you your travel protection costs. You can click on this and look at the hotel profile from this email, so you can send this to your customers. They can click on the profile. They can look at the options. So what I'm going to do is, now let's go ahead and add some features to it. So let's click out of here. Let's collapse here. Now let's go add to features. So we have travel protection on here. We have transfers on here. So let's go to features real quick. And let's start adding things in there. So you can add your travel protection in there. I'm not going to put that in there because it already tells us the pricing of the travel protection if they want it. So you have your standard shared transfers with complimentary upgrade service. Okay, you have that in here. I'm going to put private transfers in here too, so they can see what the benefit is of a private transfer. Let's look at a water activity. And alright, so we have the dolphin encounter is in the Harris. I love swimming with the dolphins. I've done it several times, so I'm going to add that and try to sell that. So we have added a couple features to our sales email. So now we can hit preview sales email again. Alright, so you have your air information again. You have your hotel information with the base price. Then you have your travel protection costs if they want it. Below is your features, so it'll tell you your feature costs. So it does say the prices listed above do not include the features. So you have your normal transfers at $54. You have your private transfers in here. You have your dolphin inclusion here. And let's say you just want to send customers some options, but you don't want to give them pricings yet. Because once you send your customers pricings, they could shop around. So this way you can sell them an experience rather than a price point. Right where it says show prices, you can remove the pricing. So just remove that check mark. It'll refresh. It just shows you the options that you've selected for them so they can look at the profile and everything like that. And then let's say, oh great, let's go ahead and price that Eldorado Seaside. Then you can go in and price it for them. Exactly. Exactly. And I think from there they've learned their lesson. And then I think they'll go to a travel agent at that point. Yep, have fun dealing with things on your own when you're out in Europe. Oh, God, yeah. So they gotta call each component. They gotta call the airlines. Oh, yeah, I bet you that was a great end of that trip for them. So let me ask you this. Have you signed up for GoFund yet? Okay, perfect. So that's your bonus cash. So a GoFundJet site is an affiliate site, which basically makes you work 365 days, 7 days a week without actually working. So customers can look for a travel agent near Indianapolis, and your information could pop up. They can book a FunJet vacation on the website. It goes to you directly. You get commission for it. So I'll send that over. Once I send the link and everything over after our training, I'll include that as well. And because one thing is with that GoFundJet affiliate site, with this sales email, you can send it to your customers. They can book it from that sales email. Then that's easy work. Then you get Yep. Then you get a notification email saying, hey, reservation's booked. So that's a sales email. I love that sales email option. If you want to add an agency fee, you can click on booking administration and add an agency fee. So my little window is kind of all wonky right now, but all you do is add your amount, so let's say 150, and hit set commission. So if you've booked Mark Travel products in the past, you're familiar with it. Yep, so it'll max you out to whatever the max is or whatever. And it takes whatever 10% processing fee. So if it's $100, it'll take $10, so you make a net of $90. So that's could be the same within all brands. So keep that in mind. You can display it as a line item. Most people do not do that. I wouldn't recommend doing it. If you want to remove it, just put a 0.00, hit set commission again, and it'll remove your agency fee. You can do that after it's been booked too. Yeah, there's a way to remove it. You can actually physically remove it, and it'll lower the price. Or you can just make payment less that quote-unquote discount you wanted to give them or whatever the agency fee cost was. So you can do your agency fee. All right, so now let's say your customers actually want to price out different dates. Hey, what is it the week after? Okay, so let's go ahead and just go back to our search page. And let's say they want to do the 11th for 7 nights as well. All right, so if you want to remove your promotion code, just put in a 0 and remove it, or just remove it, and let's hit search. Because I want to show you kind of something really neat. All right, so I'm just waiting for the inventory to pop up. I'm not going to actually select all the components. I just kind of want to show you this feature. So let's wait for everything to pull. Unfortunately not. Sandals Palace Excellence. No. So all the brands have the same product. It's just some brands might have different inclusions, such as maybe a FunJet Insider Circle. So one brand might have that where, okay, you get a free private transfer. Well, okay, so the hotel has that contracted with this brand. Apple may not have that. But otherwise, the inventory and the product is all the same. All right, so we got our week after pulled up. If you go down to your recent searches and hit compare, you can compare your itineraries. So instead of going back to one another, you can get a side-by-side comparison. So if we just click on compare here, you compare whatever other itinerary you want because your itinerary search is on the right. Hit compare, you can get up to 3 of them side by side. And once you hit compare, it'll give you the options side by side to one another. It'll give you the dates, the number of guests, departure flights, return flights, whatever you have on there. You have your booking administration here, so that is your commission. You can hide it as well. Right now, we are currently working on an option to where you can email this compare itinerary to your customers. Right now, you just have to take a snip of it and send it over to them. So you can look at different options right next to one another. If you click on duplicate, so right now we have, this is 2 adults. If you click on duplicate, it'll take you to this page, this search page, and let's say they want to add a child to it. So let's add a child, age 7. And now if you hit search, you're actually going to be able to pull up that itinerary, those flights, those hotels, the room categories, just with your different occupancy. So you don't have to go in there and reselect everything. So that's what your duplicate option here below shows. Now, many people have used that in the past. So yeah, so this is what, because right here it's going to pull up everything that we had. So now from here, you can compare those itineraries. So okay, we had one with a child in it, one with just 2 adults. Now let's compare those itineraries. All right, so the one with the child is $4,700. 2 adults is $3,500. So it reselects all your components for you. As long as it's available, it'll do it. If it's not available, it'll tell you. So let's go ahead and make a reservation real quick. Just going to go check out. I'm going to put in some names. Don't mind me, I'm just making some stuff up real quick. You have your frequent flyer information. Make sure you add that at time of booking. You don't need the passport number and everything at time of booking because they have to add it anyhow when they check in. So let's go here. Let's see, 15, 1982, I don't know. All right, let's do junior. 7 years old, and this was for March. Let's go February. It's 20. All right. So special service requests. I kind of want to touch base on special service requests. So a lot of the hotels nowadays are via a direct link. So once you make a reservation, everything's sent over to the hotel. You're not going to be able to add special service requests after booking. You'd have to reach out to the hotel. You can do that directly. You can reach out to customer care, and we can reach out to the hotel, let them know, or email the hotel, whatever it may be. I've been preaching adding these hotel requests at time of booking. You put in their names and everything. Hey, are you guys celebrating anything? Anniversary? Whatever it may be. Okay, so let's say it's anniversary. VIP customers, anniversary. Whatever it may be. You can do flight requests here if you need to. Add-ons. You have this internal comments area, so notes to you. Only you're going to be able to see it. Customers aren't going to be able to see it. All right, so if you want to remove your promotion code, you can hit remove promo code. Down here, it'll refresh everything. Are you comfortable with the payment screen right here? Okay, perfect. Won't go over that because typically what I do is I break that into 2 sections. Like here's the deposit and payment one, and then the payments one. And I know sometimes people get confused where they pay a deposit and it still shows this amount here. That doesn't go away. You just got to match up payments with the deposits. As long as it matches, you're great. All right, so you have your card types and everything. One thing I want to touch base on is if you book a Southwest vacation package. there is an option under card type that says travel funds. Southwest Vacations, you can use customers' airline credits on their package at the time of booking. Alright, so just keep that in mind. Southwest Vacations, under the drop down under card type, you can actually use an airline credit from Southwest. It'll ask you what the confirmation is, it'll have you verify it, and then you can use it. You cannot do it if you've made the reservation already. It has to be done at time of booking. You have a scheduled email reminder right here. You can set a date to where you want to send yourself an email, possibly, or the customers an email saying, hey, payment reminder. You would just click on that, put in the email address here. And we're going to go ahead and complete this real quick. Open. Well, we're still going to be about another 40 minutes. Okay. Hi, Karen. How are you? I am fantastic, thank you. So are you following along okay? Well, she can always view this recording a little bit later, too, and kind of scroll through it and what she did and what she couldn't. So we went ahead and we made a reservation. Perfect. So at the top right, many people don't actually see these ever. It says refund request. Let's say you went in there, your customer's hotel went down, you rebooked them for the lower rate because they have the all-in-one travel protection. If you click on refund request, that sends it over to accounting to process the refund. Price match. If you click on price match, it'll tell you what you need, and then it'll give you an email address to send over the screenshots. Payment request. If you click on payment request, this is a link that gets sent to the customers that you can send over to the customers. It's good for 24 hours. They can click on the link and apply their credit card to their booking. Because nowadays, a lot of these young whippersnappers don't want to provide any personal information. So you can do that. If it's after 24 hours, you just send them another link. So we made our reservation. Let's go ahead and retrieve reservation. Are you familiar with the retrieve reservation options? Have you used the filters? Okay, so I want to just show you one really cool thing that I absolutely love about it. So I'm just going to filter by my minimum date and maximum booking date. Hit search. Because here's something I kind of want to show you that might make your lives a lot easier. Obviously, it's going to pull up your reservations that you have, and you can click on the reservation number to go to your reservation. This export to Excel, if you click on that, it's going to give you so many more options to filter. And two of them in specific I want to show you. So I'm going to open it up in Excel. And let's wait for that. Okay, so I'll pull it up on a different screen. I'll move that over here so you can see it. Alright, so you have, obviously, your general information. Departure date, return date, origin, destination. So you can filter all these how you want. The one I love, payment due date. You can come in every Monday, filter it by when the payment's due. Oh, I have this reservation coming up. I have this reservation coming up. So you can see what reservations you have that have payments due. Commission. You can see your commission on there. So let's say at the end of the year, you want to see kind of where you are at. If you're good with Excel, you can just highlight your column do your little formula of sum. It tells you total commission that you've made. Though not many people do. And that is one thing that I think will make, especially like an owner or manager, their lives a lot easier. Because they can run a payment due date report every Monday, send it out to their agents. Hey, you have reservation XYZ due. Hey, you have reservation QRS due, or whatever it may be. Same thing with commission. They can highlight that and be like, okay, here's the total commission that we've made. So that's one thing I always like to show. All right, so we have done our reservation, so we're good with a basic booking. Are you comfortable with all of that? Perfect. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go over multi-stops, pre and post cruise, and OpenJaw. So OpenJaw is something that we call clients leaving from, let's say, Chicago. They are going to Miami, going back to Indianapolis. You can do that in Vax. So I'm going to go up to my FunJet Vacations page. And actually, before we do that, let's go ahead and do a shop by schedule. So at the bottom here, it says shop by price, shop by schedule. Shop by price is the typical way it goes. Shop by schedule will filter more flight options because the shop by price matches class as a service. So shop by schedule, you can select your class as a service. So I'll just show you that real quick. We're not going to go ahead and book anything. I'll just show it to you real quick. So let's say they're doing Chicago to Miami. And let's do January 22nd. Let's do 5 nights. All right, let's just hit search. So this option is going to show you a little bit different. So let's say your customers do want that price match option. They are looking to price something else. So now this way you can select your specific class of service to match with that competitor. And from there, you can submit it and go from there. So this option is going to show a little bit different because it's going to pull up flights first. So you can see it looks different. You can use your filters by clicking on the carrier name. It'll alphabetize it. If you click on departs or arrives, it'll do earliest departure, earliest arrival. Stops will be non-stop to the most stops. You can do your best price option, or you can click on view class. So this reads left to right, top to bottom, kind of like a book. Most expensive is going to be the top left, least expensive is the bottom right. So let's say you are looking for V as in Victor class of service. You click on the V as in Victor, and now you select your return flight. So let's do this 11:25. Select our V as in Victor, and now hit price selected flights. Alright, so just waiting for it. Alright, so let's go pull it up. One thing to keep in mind, if there was a bulk option available, it'll give you the option to select bulk or pub and give you a price comparison. But because there was no bulk available, it was only published, it'll pull that pub fare. So keep in mind you can search for specific classes of service, you'll get more flight availability. So if you're looking for a specific flight and you just price it out as shop by price or not switching it over or anything, flight's not there, go into shop by schedule and see if you can get into bulk. Now you have your advanced search option. This is the screen that you would actually do as well if you're looking to offset your hotel date. So you have your origin, your destination, your departure and return date. This is going to be for the duration of your flights. If you use your filter here, this is where you can select to offset your hotels. What I recommend doing is not using the hotel name filter, because if you're looking for a specific hotel and it's not available, it won't even go to the next screen. It'll just give you an error. So use the filters when you're within your search. So let's say they want to do a multiple destination. We're going to go do multiple destinations now. And we're going to kind of do this in two separate things. I'm going to do it as a pre and post for you. And then we're going to switch it over to an OpenJAW for a single destination. So the only way you can do that OpenJAW reservation is under the multi-search, which is a minimum of 2 destinations. But I'm going to show you a way where you can do it for only 1 destination. So you have your destination and region here. You have your US, Hawaii, Mexico, Caribbean. You have Asia, Costa Rica, Europe, Panama, and South Pacific. So, for example, let's do, let's do Europe. Alright, so you have your room options here, 4 rooms, 8 passengers. On multiple destinations, my recommendation is just do 1 room at a time, just because it's a lot easier for modifications. Obviously, you have your promo code, your departure city. So I'm going to do JFK, because I know they have non-stop flights out to Europe. Actually, quite a bit. So if you have a promotion code to use, add it in. You can add your travel protection. Let's just do dates in, let's say, January. Oh, that went a little far. Alright, so let's do London for 4 nights. And the thing is, with your multi-stop, and when you go out to Europe or Asia, you're going to get a lot of overnight flights because of the time difference. When you hit your checkout dates, it'll automatically offset your dates for you. So, because we selected air and hotel, you can't deselect the flight option. You can deselect the options for the rental car and the hotel, though, if you choose to. You have your additional hotel option filters here if you need them. Destination 2, let's say they want to go to Paris. So we're going to Charles de Gaulle, and let's say they want 5 nights Paris. Look at the multi-stops is going from point A to point B to kind of make things easier, because you can get 4, 5, 6 destinations on here. And if you look at it as that as a whole, that can be very confusing sometimes. So the way I like to kind of explain it is, look at destination 1 as point A, destination 2 as point B, and then point B to point C, or whatever it may be. How are you going to get from point A to point B? So in this case, we're London to Paris. How am I going to get to London to Paris? Do I need a flight? Yes or no? Do I need a hotel in Paris? Yes or no? Do I need a rental car? I'm going to deselect the flight options from London to Paris because I know they have a Eurostar. And we do offer a lot of rail options out in Europe, so keep that in mind. So, because we have 2 destinations, it gives us the option to actually remove and change that return city, if you want to. So let's go ahead and just have them go back to Dallas, just so I can show you that. You have your flight options here if you need them. Let's go ahead and hit search. I don't need a rental car in Europe. I'm not going to go over like the hotel filters and everything like that, because it's the same. So, but just keep in mind, in Europe, there are a lot of B&Bs that are offered. So if you're looking at your hotel filter and you type in B, A-N-D-B, if one's available. I know there's a lot of those options in Italy. Same thing with villa options for Punjab. So just keep that in mind. Alright, because it's a multi-stop, it takes a little bit longer to get everything to pull because you have way more components. But I just kind of want to show you how the itinerary looks. The flow is a little bit different, and to me personally, I think it's a little bit easier. Alright, got my fingers crossed. There it goes. Now it's thinking. Alright, so it's going to have you select your airfare first. Just keep in mind you have your filters on the left-hand side if you need them. I'm just going to select this first one. Tells you next day arrival, so anything in red means the next day arrival. You can hover over the airport code. It'll tell you where it's at. Remember, anything that's underlined blue, you can click on it and it'll tell you more specifics. So let's hit select. Then it'll give you your return flight options. Just going to hit select. Just so you can kind of see it. Alright, so you can see the multi-stop itinerary here. We have our flight. Shows JFK to London. Then Paris back to Dulles. You have your hotels here. Down here, and you can add your features in here if you want. One thing I kind of want to point out is for a lot of the rail options, it will prevent you from booking unless you add information regarding those rail options in there. So I know we have a rail option from London to Paris. So let's say this Eurostar ticket. Let's select our date. Let's go the 20th. We're going to add to our cart and just kind of show you something when we get to the checkout screen. Alright, so added that to the cart. Say checkout. And any day now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom. Well, kind of. So remember, you have your hotel information here. Under your advisories, it tells you your check-in information, if there's any resort fees, parking fees, anything like that, the hotel cancel fees. You go below, Under your add-on requests, it says Eurostar Standard Class one-way ticket, London to Paris peak. You're going to put in your specific time that you want, because it won't let you book it without it. So you can put in, let's say, actually peak, let's say 9 a.m. And then hit book. And then from there, what will happen is when we book those Eurostar rail options for you, welcome back. So once you book those Eurostar options, that gives us an idea of what time you're looking at. Because we will go to Eurostar typically around, or whatever rail option it is, typically around 45 days prior and book the actual tickets. Because once those tickets are booked, they're non-refundable. So we want to give you guys some option to change things out prior to those dates. And you'll get a separate confirmation on everything when things are booked. So if we have in here a 9 a.m. preferred departure time, when we go to Eurostar in this case, if they have an 8:55 or maybe it could be a 9:05, we'll book whatever's closest to 9 a.m. for you. Or if it's a specific 9 o'clock, we'll book the 9 o'clock. So right now, Virginia, we're just kind of going over multi-stop. I showed her how to change the return city. It's pretty simple. We'll get into a little bit more options there. So let's go back to search. And just to kind of show you how you can do it, at the bottom, under return flight, just change out you're going to. So in this case, we went from JFK out to Europe. We went to London, Paris, back to Dulles. So it's as easy as just selecting what airport you want to go back to. So you just need a minimum of 2 destinations to do it. So you have to be in the multi-stop option. But I'm going to show you how to do it for one stop as well. But right now what we're going to do is kind of a pre and post cruise. So let's say your customers are going down to Miami. They're leaving from the Miami port. I'm just going to use the same dates. I'm going to still use JFK or whatever. I'm going to change my destination back to US, Mexico, Caribbean, Hawaii. Alright, so let's just do JFK. have them depart in January. Oh, now my computer's getting really slow. So let's do the pre-stay. So we're going to do Miami. All you're going to do is select the number of nights you need for your pre-stay. So let's do 1. If they need a rental car, you can have the rental car, otherwise just remove it. So we're going to add another destination. So destination 2 is going to be their cruise. So we need to add a destination 3, which is their post-cruise, because sometimes people don't want to just get off their cruise ship, fly back with that right away. Sometimes they want to kind of relax. We'll add that post for them as well. Yep. So we have destination 2 is going to be your cruise, or they could actually be staying with family. They just don't need a hotel option or whatever for those dates or anything like that. So we're going to look at as destination 2 as the components that they don't need. So you're just going to stretch everything out for them. So we have our 1-night hotel in Miami. Let's say they have a 7-night cruise. You can keep Miami in here, or it could be Jamaica, whatever it may be. You're going to deselect all your hotel options. Hotel options, flight options, rental car. So deselect it, so no components pull up. Then your third destination is going to be your post-cruise. So we're going to do Miami again. So let's type in Miami. They can do 1 night, 2 nights, 3 nights, whatever they need. So let's do 1 night. They don't need a flight because they're going to be on a cruise. They need the hotel, but they don't need the rental car. We're going to do that. So, again, if they need to go back to a different airport, you can put that down here. And you can hit search, and I'll show you how that shows. Alright, so let's get everything to pull here. Takes a few moments, so I was done carrying that. Multi-stop takes a little bit longer to search because you have more components to pull. Yeah. True. Very true. Alright, so it's pulling everything up. I'm not going to select anything, I'm just going to kind of show you the overview of everything. So you have your flights for your duration. You have your 1-night hotel as destination 1. So you can go ahead, change to whatever hotel you want, add your features, whatever it may be. Destination 2, there's nothing there. Destination 3 is your post-night. If you want to change hotels, you can change hotels and everything. So I think this is a great option, so you can get everything booked, get your normal commission percentage, and you don't have to go to all these different websites. So you don't have to go to American to do the airfare, or you don't have to go to a hotel website to do the hotels. Just get everything on Vax. You get your commission, it goes towards your production. They can have the cancel for any reason travel protection as well. So now let's say your customers want to fly from, let's do JFK, and we're going to still use Miami, but they don't need 2 destinations. They only need Miami for 4 nights. I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. So you need a minimum of 2 stops. So we have 3, we can remove our 1. So I'm going to remove the 3rd destination. Well, when it wants to, it'll remove. Alright, I'm waiting, computer, let's go. There we go. Alright, so we have destination 1, which is Miami. They're going to do, let's say, 4 nights. They don't need a second destination. They're just staying in Miami. They just need to fly back to a different city. So to do this, just select your destination as the same destination. So Miami. Okay, let's go, computer. It's really slow right now. I'm so sorry. Let's see if MIA. There we go. You're gonna do number of nights as 0 nights. Deselect all your components. And then you can change your return city. So that will be the way that you can create an OpenJAW in VAX on your own. Because otherwise, typically what you do is you'd have to put another reservation on hold, call into the call center, or if you're an email person, you would email whatever email box that you use. Have to wait for a response. If it's busy, it might take a little bit for someone to pick up. And could be during peak time, you never know. Same thing. So, yeah, me too. I transferred over from, I was a supervisor in the call center for about 5 years, and then I moved over to this position in June. So, trust me, I'm well aware. I got those complaints all the time. But it's something you can do in VAX. Now you don't have to wait on it. You can start making more sales. Get onto your next lead. Get onto your next booking. You don't have to wait for an email response or wait on hold. Mm-hmm. So I think that's awesome. Because you get a lot of people that, hey, there's a big destination wedding. You don't prepare. Nobody prepares or sets money aside. Oh, I think my friends might get married this year. And yep, there you go. So that's what I have for the booking parts of everything. You missed a couple of the features. I do have this is all being recorded, so you can kind of go through the last, like, maybe half hour of it. You can filter through half of it and kind of catch up where we were. So we went over basically the advanced search options of another way to offset your hotel dates. We went over the shop by schedule pricing option, which is you can search for a specific class of service. Because the shop by price option matches classes of service, so it doesn't pull all the airline availability sometimes. And then we went over the multi-stop pre-post and OpenJAW. So that's what I have for you today. Do you guys have any questions? And those features are there for you to make your life easier. So from here, what I'll do is when we stop the recording, I'll go ahead, I'll render it. It takes, a recording this long takes about 3 hours to do that, and then create the link and everything. So I'll get that out to you this afternoon. And your next training is going to be everything groups. So that'll be with Anthony. Anthony's our group guy. And he'll go over the 2 different groups options. So you have a contracted group, then an FIT group, which you just get a promotion code and you can qualify for comps. And he'll go over the benefits of both and kind of an overview of the dashboard. He is out the next couple of days. He took a couple of days off. But when he comes back, he'll reach out to you to see what dates and times and everything that you'd like to set up to go over that. I know you do have some time off, so I will mention that as well when I CC him in on that email saying, hey, you're going to be gone basically till the end of the month. So that's the only dates in November. Yeah, and I'll let him know those are the only dates in November that you're really going to be available. But yeah, he'll reach out to you, so when you can, just reach out to him. All right, well, let me cross that out. Oh, I hope everything's okay. Okay, good. I will mention that so he can make sure. I don't think he's got his calendar. Let's take a look. For 25th. He looks pretty open. He doesn't look like there's much on there. Well, there's Thanksgiving that week. So, yeah. Yeah, nobody works Black Friday. I do too. I never take off for that. I'm not a big shopper. No. Yeah, that makes for a long day because you're waiting on lines and everything. Yeah, my brother's that way too. My brother and his wife are big Black Friday shoppers. So they'll stand in line for 5 hours in the cold. God bless them. I just give them money, be like, hey, if you can get an additional one, great. If not, just give me my money back. They can deal with it. Yeah, I don't care. Unless it's something it's... Yeah, that's the same thing with birthday presents. Like my nephew's birthday's coming up. He'll be 20 or 21. No, he'll be 20 this year. Chrissy. So Chrissy's my sister's name. Just buy Jake something, let me know what it is. Because she knows what he likes. If I buy him something, he might not like it. So, it's easy shopping for me. It's awesome. Alright, well, perfect. I'm not going to take up much more of your time, so I'll go ahead and get that sent over. You have my email address if you need any help with anything. I'm here for you, whatever you may need. And also, on when I send that email... Yeah, do you here, let me open up a... Yeah, but let me pull up a Word document and make it much larger for you so you can see it. Alright, so it's mwerchnig@applelg.net. That's WERTSCHNIG. Are you able to see that? Alright, perfect. And so when I send over the link and everything, I'll make sure to add the GoFundJet link on there and also the education page in case you want to get there and just play around with it. Great tutorials. It's actually an award-winning education by that we got maybe like a month or two ago. That you actually have to sign up through that product through Vax. Mm-hmm. And I can give you a number to call. It might be a little easier. It's 414-934-2900. So yeah, when you sign up for Vax and stuff, and then you sign up for the Apple Leisure Group one, you have all of our Apple Leisure Group brands. But now each brand after that, you have to sign up individually because they pay us to use Vax. That's an ALG product, so you don't have to sign up additional for that. Yeah, because that's not owned by us. Yeah, so I'd give them a call. They'll be able to get you the info on that. Oh, my pleasure. Thank you guys for joining me today. I know it was a little bit long. It's about an hour and 20 minutes we're into it. So, if you need anything, let me know. I'll be sending everything over a little bit later this afternoon for you. And then Anthony, when he gets back in the office, we'll get setting something up that week of the 25th for you. Awesome. Thank you, ladies. I appreciate it. You as well.